One of the biggest mysteries going into Ghost of Yōtei was what happened to Jin Sakai. Now, obviously, the developers and everybody behind the game continuously told us that Atsu doesn't even know who Jin Sakai is. She doesn't even know the name Jin Sakai because the game takes place hundreds and hundreds of years after the events of Jin Sakai and Tsushima. Now, obviously, there was going to be some reference to Jin. Of course there was. If you go down to the Oshima coast, all the way down to the left bottom side of the map, you find a lost shinobi den and you find the home of the first shinobi. Now this, after you find both of these places and explore them, you get this story here. 日の元の対馬にもうこの軍あまたの侍果てに蹴りされど読みよりよみがえる大風の太刀を携えしぶし誉れを捨てて忍び道大風受けて国救うされど誓いを互えしと腹から皆に終わらるれ武士にあらざる武士となりふるさとを去りし影一つその行く方は誰か知る蝦夷地の風の実語るなり So as you can see, Jin Sakai, after defeating the Mongols, had to leave. Apparently, the shogun was really pissed off that he was undermining him. He was maybe even going to incite some revolution or this new way of fighting, right? And that's basically what he did because he did become the first shinobi. He is credited with that. He has the honor of being that in the universe of the Ghost. And I think that that is such a cool title for Jin Sakai. It really grows his legend. I mean, he was talked about with so much respect in this game. Atsu just said that she wished she could meet him, what kind of person he was. Now that we know what ended up happening to Jin Sakai, we can dig in a little bit further. What does it mean? Does it mean that he spent his whole life after Tsushima in Ezo? No. It states that towards the later years of his life, he landed in the shores of Ezo and settled down. Now, he clearly was there for a good amount of years. I would say at least 10 years because he was able to set up a shinobi den. And if you go to the shinobi den and you explore it, you see that he has armor like crazy. Like he had a school there and he has all these flags up. This area that was probably a place where a lot of people from Ezo came and he trained them. I think he trained a lot of people there. And I thought that that was really, really cool because it showed that he did something else with his life. He probably taught his way of fighting, and who knows how many other countless people were inspired by that and the generations that came after him. It's interesting kind of seeing the life of Jin Sakai after everything that happened. Now, if you continue your journey up a little bit more, you end up finding his home. It's this beautiful little place in this fantastic view. I mean, Jin Sakai had the fucking life. He had a great view every morning. Now, I will say that his story that you guys saw here, if I'm being honest, it felt a little sad that after everything that he did, after pushing the Mongol invasion back, after saving Tsushima, after saving Iki Island, he should have been lauded a hero. He sacrificed his life, he sacrificed his honor, his way of being for his people to fight back to protect them. And he never got the props. He got shunned by his people and he left. He had to flee Tsushima because he was being pursued by the shogun. That's fucking insane. So it gives you this feeling of like, damn, there was a lot of sadness. There was a lot of hate maybe. You could even say that Jin Sakai died a sad, lonely life afterwards because of everything that he went through. But the stuff that you find in Ezo tells a different story. Like we said, he started a school, he taught people. So again, we go to his house, and in his house you find some really interesting things that his story obviously doesn't talk about. His legend isn't going to talk about, right? The stuff that we don't see is the stuff that's the most interesting, at least to me. And we can piece a few things together. Now, if you end up going into the house, there's this beautiful little home that he created here and that he had. You go upstairs and you find this dagger, right? And this dagger says Yuna. Now, initially I thought maybe that's just the dagger that, Yuna gave him, and that's it. There's nothing more to it. He just had that dagger to remember her by. But then you find this coloring on the wall, like with crayons or something. This is like it's like little kid drawings. And then you start to wonder, at least my head wondered, do you think that there's a possibility that when he left Tsushima, Yuna came along with him? Yuna came with him because she had nothing left either. If you remember back to Tsushima, her brother was murdered by the Mongols. And I honestly would like to believe, in my head, this is all my theory, because of the dagger, because of the beautiful home that he had and the lifestyle that he was living down there, it seems, the crayons that were found, the kid drawings that were on the wall, it's easy for me to assume that Yuna left with Jin Sakai and they spent the rest of their life going to different places until they settled on Ezo. I believe they were in love, and I believe they had a family. I believe they had kids or a kid, and I honestly want to believe that they lived a happily ever after type of lifestyle. I really, really do. But my point is, the life of Jin Sakai, I think, was a beautiful one. In terms of it ended in a beautiful way, whereas it could have been a really bad thing, being kicked out of your home, being pursued by the shogun, all these things that could have been so negative and so bad, I feel he turned into positives. He created a school. He taught the shinobi way. He finally got together with Yuna. I always felt there was a missed opportunity when I was playing Tsushima. I felt like, yo, Yuna clearly likes you. You clearly like Yuna. Get with her. And so it clearly seems like he did get with her, and they sailed out together and they had a family. And I think that's fucking beautiful. At least that's what I will believe. That's what I want to believe. And unless someone finds proof otherwise, that's what I'm going to believe. And I think that's great. I think that's awesome and a great, fantastic tribute to the legend that was Jin Sakai.